Hi everyone, it's time for the weekly video. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about this week because I've had no major post and I haven't watched any big releases from the sort of past few days or so, but then something came to me. Anyway, other than watching movies, which is an activity that will be ramped up as usual throughout October with the horror fest that is October, I have been fortunate enough to guest on a couple of things that will be coming up in the near to mid future. So one is a little guest appearance on Death by DVD where we discuss an episode of Masters of Horror. So that was great to finally chat face to face, as it were, with Harry from Death by DVD. I really like the podcast. I listen to so many that I really have to pick and choose which ones I prioritize for newer episodes. But if Death by DVD are covering a film or a couple of films that I know of, then they go to the top of the pile. That was a great conversation. I won't tell you what episode we discussed. I'll leave you to decide whether or not you think it is a great Masters of Horror episode when that goes live, which I'm assuming Harry's planning that for throughout October, so I don't want to jump the gun with news on that. It was just a real nice way to spend an evening, because we recorded, I think, for just under an hour and chatted away for about 3 hours. Lovely. And then on the Sunday, I was fortunate enough to once again be part of a bit of a roundtable discussion with Dr. AC, Aaron Christensen. He is once again doing a fundraiser through October. I forget the details, but I will put a link to his fundraiser in the text below. There were a couple of other people there, and it was a lovely chat. It is about I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell you what it's about, actually. So I'll just say it was a good conversation. It was about something that covers a lot of movies I think we genre fans enjoy. And yeah, I'll be sharing that around when that appears as well. Again, Aaron has planned a lot of these for through October. I am involved in hopefully another one or two at least. So that's fun. And also another privilege to be invited along. I'm always happy to be asked anywhere. It's been nice to finally schedule things with people where the timing can work, and we are getting used to these things. I can certainly plan with the time difference. I have weekends free, and we've got leeway there. So that's how, after a long delay, I was finally able to appear with Jose and Justin on WatchSkip Plus. That's nice. And yeah, I'd like to do more of that. But it can't get in the way of the films that I watch for the podcast, or the films that I watch for my daily blog, or just other films that I watch. So there's a lot piling up there. I know people will think, oh, you're just sitting about watching films. Well, I mean, I sit about and watch a lot of films, but I do it with a sense of purpose, and the blog is always there. And if you're looking for horror movie recommendations, then you can comment on this video and you can tell me one or two favourites of your own and then ask for a recommendation. I'll try and pull one out the bag for you. Or you can always message us on the Facebook page, or just email and chat about horror movies. We are coming up to 31 Days of Horror, Halloween month. That's always fun. This week on the podcast, it's our special. It's 70s movies. We've called it that, but we are covering movies that run between 70 to 79 minutes. The reason we've done that is we wanted a little breather before we go all out for the horror month, because as usual in October, we will each be picking a title. So every week we watch usually 3 to 4 movies for the podcast horror. So the 70s movies are Open Water, picked by Tyler. House of Usher, or Fall of the House of Usher, the 1960 film, picked by Dave. Lola, picked by Craig that I'd watched a month or two ago, so that's quite fresh, but I did rewatch it for the podcast. And for myself, I picked Vi, the Russian horror movie. I can't recall what year that's from, but I have a nice Blu-ray edition of that to sit and watch, so that should be a fun conversation. The main talking point for today, though, the thing that I saw and I thought, aha, there's something to discuss, is I saw people sharing a screenshot this morning. So it's either an X Twitter thing or it's another social media site where someone had said, I'm paraphrasing, but it's something along the lines of, oh, I'm glad everyone is watching No One Will Save You this week, as if there aren't other horror movies released every day. Something like that. Basically, the gist of it was, oh, you're all watching No One Will Save You, take notice of other horror movies that are released. Two things here. I watched No One Will Save You. That will be going live on my blog in a day or two, I think, for that review. And I enjoyed it. I'd seen the trailer. I liked the look of it. If you've seen the trailer and like the look of it, there's certainly a strong first half there that you will enjoy. I'm not sure how many people will respond well to the third act or the ending. It's going to be, I think it's going to be one that disappoints quite a few people, but I liked it. I liked it all the way through, but it's a bit of a leap once you've given yourself over to the premise and been following the lead character. So that's a good thing. It's a good new horror movie, sci-fi horror movie that's suddenly everywhere, because in America I believe it's on Hulu, and here in the UK it's on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, check it out. So that's the first connection to that message. Secondly, people praising one big title is in no way meaning that other titles are pushed by the wayside. All right, everyone has been watching No One Will Save You, and they've been discussing it, maybe praising it, maybe criticizing it, and that is the majority of the conversation for the past few days, probably within horror genre fan circles. But if you are a horror movie fan, you're always looking for gems. You're always looking for new stuff to enjoy. You're always threading your way through this mass of connective tissue that makes up the entire body that is the genre that you've grown to love throughout your lifetime, and you know that there's always more to discover, and there always is. There isn't enough hours in the day for films that are just subtitled Amityville whatever alone. You'd probably need a good week or 2 whole weeks now just to sit down and watch those. About 5% of them might be good, but they are out there. They are out there. There may be one released on the same day that No One Will Save You is out. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to give equal focus to, Amityville Bookcase as you would to No One Will Save You. But they are out there. But then, with Amityville Bookcase on the shelf, there might be something else that is, oh, help, there's a girl in the woods. And then you think, but you watch it and it's actually a really smart and interesting horror movie that either reworks the familiar tropes well or subverts them. So, you're taking a chance on that. People who are in the horror movie fan community, who are not there just to gatekeep and not there just to pick apart others, will always eventually get around to the good stuff, the cream that floats to the top. That happens. But when a big release comes out and takes a lot of attention and a lot of the air from the room, if you like, for a while, that also happens. And that's like not the end of the world. No One Will Save You seemed to catch everyone's attention. It was a great trailer. It's a great premise. And I forget the director's name, but the person who made that film is someone who deserves to have that attention. They've done, is it Spontaneous? And I can't recall what film they'd done before that one. They've been doing good work on films that have been, you know, given a lot less attention. So this is their time, but also within conversations, you can mention other movies that that are either out at the same time that people will be interested in, particularly for the month of horror, or you just mention films that end up connecting to that one, whether it's sci-fi horror, whether it's home invasion horror, whether it's films with, you know, if there are one or two shared actors or actresses, that's how conversations work. That's how everything works when it comes to books, music, movies, TV, art in general, even probably video games and things. That's it. So I don't think there's any reason to be negative or grumpy about a film that has come out and is receiving a lot of attention while it's new to everyone, because, you know, you have generally a spillover effect that's really good. So there we go. I'm trying to be a bit positive with that to counteract any negativity that might be out and about there. And you'll see it. I'm sure you have already or will see a backlash to No One Will Save You. And as I said, I can absolutely understand if people have enjoyed the first half but maybe not the third act or the finale. I can see them, you know, not being happy or maybe feeling duped by the trailer, by the film itself. But then it's so binary that people then may just reject everything, whereas, you know, they could, if they stand back and think about it, still admit that there are good moments there. There's the first half stronger than the second half. So, you know, they might comment on that, but you won't see as much of that. You might just see a pushback, particularly if there are people who are miffed that other titles have been missed at the moment. There's no need for that. You can discuss the film and you can mention other films that are out just now, that have been out for a while. They're just favourites of yours that you mention if you've preferred them to this one. That's it. You know, that's how film conversation works. I've mentioned films that I dislike as well. There's, you know, there's no need to be 100% positive all the time, but in general, there's a lot to be positive about. And when you're engaged in conversation with lots of fans of the same type of stuff, then it should be a good time rather than needing to focus on tearing anyone down a step or two just because they're getting a lot of attention right now. The same will go for podcasters. The same will go for anything that impacts your life in any small way. That's it for now. I'm still kind of on a high from such pleasant company over the weekend. As I say, Aaron on the Sunday, Harry on the Saturday, pizza as well for me on the Saturday, so I need to get to the gym soon to try and work that back off. And I look forward to more of that. I look forward to any comments from yourselves on the YouTube. As I say, ask away for recommendations, have conversations about what you've seen, whatever you want to do. It's been a really lovely, positive weekend, and I hope this is a really lovely, positive video. And who knows, I might be feeling the same way next week, or something might have happened that just turns my mood sour. We'll have to wait and see.